It was just another early morning shift for Walter, a 67-year-old waiter who had worked at the same modest diner for nearly 2 decades. He moved slower these days, with aching knees and stiff hands, but he never complained. He was known for his gentle smile, his spotless white apron, and his unwavering politeness. That morning, just past 8 a.m., a quiet man walked in and took a seat near the window. Dressed in jeans and a gray hoodie, with sunglasses partly hiding his face, he didn't attract much attention. Walter greeted him as he did every guest, warmly and without judgment. "Good morning, sir. Coffee to start?" "Yeah. Black." "Thanks," the man replied with a nod. Walter brought over a steaming cup and a menu. The man barely looked at it before ordering a simple breakfast, eggs, toast, and some fruit. They exchanged very few words. But Walter noticed the man looked distracted, checking his phone constantly, placing it beside his plate, and staring at it between bites. After finishing his meal, the man left a generous tip, gave Walter a respectful nod, and walked out. Moments later, Walter was wiping down the table when he noticed the phone still sitting there. He picked it up just as it buzzed in his hand. The name on the screen read LA Casting, urgent. Walter looked outside, but the man was gone. With no hesitation, he took off his apron, told the dishwasher he'd be right back, and rushed out onto the street. He didn't know the man's name, but he was determined to find him. He didn't want that urgent call to be missed, it just felt wrong to let it happen. Walter searched nearby blocks, asking a few pedestrians if they'd seen a man with a hoodie and sunglasses. He wandered farther than he should have, heart pounding, feet aching, holding that phone tightly. But he never found the man. Back at the restaurant, chaos unfolded. The manager, an impatient and cold man, was furious Walter had abandoned his post. He left without permission. During a shift, the boss yelled at the rest of the staff. "That's it. He's done." An hour later, the mysterious man returned, clearly distressed. "Did anyone find a phone?" he asked, removing his sunglasses. The young hostess gasped slightly. "Oh my God, are you Jason Statham?" Jason nodded. "I think I left my phone here." Another waiter stepped in. "Yes, Mr. Statham, the older guy, Walter, he found it. But he left to find you. Said he didn't want you to miss a call." Jason frowned. "He left, to find me?" The manager cut in, arms crossed. "Yeah, well, I fired him for that. He shouldn't have abandoned his station. Could have just left the phone here and let you come back for it. That's the job." Jason stared at him in disbelief. "You fired him, for doing the right thing?" No one said a word. Jason took a breath, shook his head, and asked quietly, "Do you know where he lives?" A younger waitress, who had always admired Walter, scribbled down an address she once heard him mention. Not long after, Jason pulled up in a black SUV to an aging bus stop on the edge of a low-income neighborhood. There he was, Walter, standing silently in his wrinkled white shirt, holding Jason's phone with both hands, like it was made of glass. Jason stepped out. "Walter," he called. Walter turned, startled. Then his eyes widened. "Oh. Mr. Statham. I was just about to head back. I'm so sorry." Jason cut him off, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You went looking for me. That call you tried to save? It was for a lead role. Something big." Walter smiled faintly. "I figured it was important. I just didn't want you to miss it." Jason opened the car door. "Get in. I'll take you home." Walter hesitated. "You don't have to. I insist." They drove in silence for a few minutes before Jason pulled into a small, worn-out driveway. The house was barely holding together, cracked walls, rusted gate, overgrown weeds. "You live here?" Jason asked quietly. Walter nodded. "It's what I could afford after my wife's treatments. I have 2 daughters. They help when they can." Jason took a long pause, looking at the house, then at Walter. "You lost your job for trying to help me," he said. "And you didn't even know who I was." Walter chuckled. "Didn't matter. You were a guest." Jason reached into his coat and pulled out a folded check. He handed it to Walter. $10,000. Advance payment. Walter blinked. "For what?" Jason smiled. "For being my new driver. My personal chauffeur. I don't want a stranger behind the wheel, I want someone with a heart." Walter shook his head. "Jason, I can't accept that. It's too much." Jason stood up. "It's not charity. It's gratitude. And honestly, it's the least I can do." Walter looked at the check again. Then at Jason. His lips trembled. "Thank you," he whispered. Jason nodded. "You deserve better. Let me help you get there." From that day forward, Walter never waited tables again. Instead, he traveled the world alongside Jason Statham, the man whose phone he returned, and whose life he changed, simply by being kind.